Alright, so we've gotten this far now. Going out with our seedling station, we've completely enclosed the thing. Maybe a bit crooked in spots, but anyways, we've closed it in styrofoam. And now what we have to do is we have to put a bottom in, and I had to get just a small piece of just pink foam board, styrofoam board. I think the R value of this stuff is 7 or so. Anyways, I just kind of cut it in half real fast at the hardware store so it would fit in the back of my car. And now Rachel's going to show us how we're going to cut it to fit. All I did was take an old hacksaw blade that really wasn't any good to me anymore, put a little piece of duct tape on the end of it so nobody's hand gets hurt, and we're just going to take it and follow along. This is the edge of my shelf here, so I'm just going to use that as a guide, and then we'll start to cut, and Rachel's going to show you just how easy it is. Okay, go ahead and cut for everybody. Goes a little faster once you start picking up pace, as you can see. You get a little groove when it goes real fast. So we'll be back. We have to do the ceiling yet up here. We'll cut a piece to this width here, and then have that put in, and then this is where our lights are going to go up. For the top pieces, just in the interest of better adhesion, I put glue on them. I'm going to glue those in. Didn't do it for the bottom because I want to be able to pull that out when I'm not using this as a seedling station and store tools or other equipment in here. And if I glued this in, then I would be most likely damaging the foam board here every time I put stuff in or out. All I'm doing to cut this, I made my measurements for my width. My length is already cut. I'm just using a piece of wood as a straight edge, and a regular old razor blade. Nothing really major. Get that, and then you just score and snap this like you would with gypsum board or drywall. Okay, so now everything is, well, there's little gaps, but that's no big deal. I really don't care. Everything is mostly closed in. If you really want to go crazy, don't leave gaps, I guess. But it doesn't really matter to me because I'm going to be wrapping the inside of this station with something. I need to have reflective material, and I also want to have something that cleans up real easy and won't be bothered by water. So I got this. This is plastic sheeting. I got this at a hydroponics store. Cost $17 for, I believe it's 10 foot by 10 foot square of, this is 5 mil, I think. It's really thick and heavy duty. 5 mil plastic, and as you can see, with light on it, it does, it should reflect light just fine for me, meaning that I don't have to use as much light to light up my whole station. It'll be good to go. Okay, so I've started off at the top here. I took all of my plastic and I just kind of draped it down, folded over the top, and I've stapled it to my 2x4 here, folded under, and I kept pressure on it. I ran a row of staples into the back, let it drape down again. I actually moved the styrofoam, the pink board that was here, that's actually down here. I lifted it out, and I tucked this, the back wall here, I tucked it behind the styrofoam wall, stapled everything, inserted the styrofoam board again, and now I'm wrapping this plastic over it tight. The one problem that I think I'm going to have is because this is going to be a door, that's going to put pressure points on all these staples. You can kind of see here. I don't want that to tear and put holes into everything. So I'm going to come up with a solution to that here in just a minute. I'll show you. Otherwise, one thing you could do is take maybe a little, I don't know, 1x1 pieces of cardboard, cut them out as squares, treat them like a washer, and then you would just put like 2 staples into each one. That'll stop it from tearing. Otherwise, right now, Rachel's going to show you just in the inside here, all of our plastic that's going in, and then we're going to come right back and show you how I'm going to solve this door. Okay, so the door is up. Works fine, stays nice and tight. My sides are okay. I'm going to put a little Velcro on them, and I'll show you what that's all about. The door is just held up by 3 spring clamps, 3 little clamps. Take that down. And there we go. Earlier when I was talking about that, coming up with a solution on the front end here, all I took was a piece of 1x3 stock. I think it was like 79 cents maybe. I cut it to the length of the front end here. If you'll remember back, I think it was the first part 1 or part 2, maybe this part, where we had that piece of styrofoam that is underneath this. We cut that flush with the front of the door. This would be why, so that I can have this whole thing running flush. Right now it's just temporarily nailed with some finish nails. That's not going to hold it really well, so I'm going to grab a couple screws and I'll put those into there shortly. Then I also had cut out around that electrical outlet that you guys might remember from part 1. Tiny piece of tape on it. I can let that down so no moisture really gets in there, I hope. Now the only problem is I have to come up with a solution for lighting. Obviously we have to cover those side walls, come up with a little idea for some lighting here, but above lighting, and that'll be just a moment.
Hi, I'm Rachel from Bionicle Club Gardening, and I, with my dad making all kinds of things, I picked up some of his scraps, and I built it together with a little tool case, which is right here, and then I didn't glue it together, but I'm going to glue it on this board right here, and I worked really hard on it, and then I used a couple tools. This to saw some.
Let's see, what was that? That was the blade we used earlier, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay.
And I worked really hard on it. I think it's going to be for one of my best friends because she was making a lot of stuff for me.
That's pretty nice.
At school.
Cool.
So there it is.